The lonely troll he sat on a stone and sang a mournful lay. Oh why must I live on my own in the hills of far away? My folk are gone beyond recall, and take no thought of me. Alone I'm left, and last of all, from Weathertop to the sea. I steal no gold, I drink no beer, I eat no kind of meat, but people slam their doors in fear whenever they hear my feet. Oh, how I wish that they would neat, and my hands were not so rough. Yet my heart is soft, my smile is sweet, and my cooking good enough. Come, come, he thought, this will not do. I must go and find a friend. A walking soft, I'll wander through the shire from end to end. Down he went, and walked all night, with his feet in boots of fur. To delving he came in the morning light, when folk were just astir. He looked around, and who did he meet but old Mrs. Bonsonall, with umbrella and basket, walking the street, and he smiled and stopped to call. "Good morning, ma'am, good day to you. I hope I find you well." But she dropped umbrella and basket too, and yelled a frightful yell. Old Pot the mare was strolling near. When he heard that awful sound, he turned all purple and pink with fear, and dived down underground. The lonely troll was hurt and sad. "Don't go," he gently said. But old Mrs. Bonds ran home like mad, and hid beneath her bed. The troll went on to the marketplace, and peeped above the stalls, and sheep went wild when they saw his face, and geese flew over the walls. Old Farmer Hog he spilled his ale, Bill Butcher threw a knife, and Grip his dog turned his tail, and ran to save his life. The old troll sadly sat and wept outside the lockhole's gate, and Perry-the-Winkle up he crept, and patted him on the pate. "Oh, why do you weep, you great big lump? You're better outside than in." He gave the troll a friendly thump, and laughed to see him grin. "Oh, Perry-the-Winkle boy," he cried, "come, you're the lad for me. Now if you're willing to take a ride, I'll carry you home to tea." He jumped on his back and held on tight, and "Off you go," said he. And the Winkle had a feast that night, and sat on the troll's knee. There were pikelets, there was buttered toast, and jam and cream and cake, and the Winkle strove to eat the most, though his buttons all should break. The kettle sang, the fire was hot, the pot was large and brown, and the Winkle tried to drink the lot, in tea though he should drown. When full and tired were coat and skin, they rested without speech, till the old troll said, "I'll now begin the baker's art to teach. The making of beautiful cramsome bread, of bannocks light and brown. Then you can sleep on heather bed, with pillows of owlet's down." "Young Winkle, where have you been?" they said. "I've been to fulsome tea, and I feel so fat, for I have fed on cramsome bread," said he. "But where, my lad, in the shire was that?" "Or out in Bree," said they. But Winkle he up and answered flat, "I ain't a-going to say." "But I know where," said Peeping Jack. "I watched him right away. He went upon the old troll's back, to the hills of far away. Then all the peoples went with a will, by pony, cart, or moke, until they came to a house in a hill, and saw a chimney smoke. They hammered upon the old troll's door, a beautiful cramsome cake. "Oh, bake for us, please, or two or more." "Oh, bake," they cried, "oh, bake." Go home, the troll said. "I never invited you. Only on Thursdays I bake my bread, and only for a few." Go home, there's some mistake. My house is far too small, and I've no pickles, cream, or cake. The Winkle has eaten all. You Jack and Hog, old Bunce and Pot, I wish no more to see. Be off now all the lot. The Winkle's the boy for me. Now the Perry-Winkle grew so fat, through eating of cramsome bread, he waistcoat bust, and never a hat would sit upon his head. For every Thursday he went to tea, and sat on the kitchen floor, and smaller the old Troll seemed to be, and he grew more and more. The Winkle a beggar great became, and still is said in song, from the sea to Bree there went to fame, of his bread both short and long. But it weren't so good as the cramsome bread, no butter so rich and free, as every Thursday the old Troll spread for Perry the Winkle's tea.